that was available for us today. This is not 5G enabled, this is an old hardware, but this since it is a universal radio frequency transmitter receiver, we can receive radio frequencies through this. So since we cannot perform any 5G right now, I have made a code for FM signal receiver since FM waves are readily available for us to receive. Unfortunately, I want to show this during my presentation, but we are not getting enough signal over there. Here also we are getting somewhat minimum signal. But to make you understand, okay, now this is receiving through LabVIEW, I can do that, I can perform that. This is for the basic, demo purpose. So I will now run the code. This is connected to my computer through a Ethernet cable. So all the communication happens between Ethernet cable over TCP/IP. These are the basic settings that I need to do, which are readily available and self-explanatory. I am going to show them on the screen also later on. Right now, just see the demo. Okay. I have put in 93.8, that is the radio frequency channel, and due to some reception problems, but you can hear somewhat. Right? So I have configured this as an FM receiver right now. Okay. I can see all the frequencies over here, and I will show you rest of the demo during the presentation. I will give you the explanation for this in the presentation. Okay. लॅपटॉपचा स्पीकर बेसिक हार्डवेअर 2 लाखापासून स्टार्ट होतो. हां US Okay, so right now we just saw the demo to receive some radio signals using the URSP hardware. Again, this technique can be translated to other technologies as well, including 5G. If we had that 5G hardware available over here, we could have performed this thing also, experiment also. But we have to do whatever we have right now. But I think you all understood the demo and saw the demo. And so today I also wanted to include how to write files or data to Excel, but since we are out of time, we have less time. If we have time at the last, you do remind me, I will show you a simple experiment to write data into an Excel file. Right now we are going to continue with some filters that are available. I am going to cover the basic filters, since filters are very widely and commonly used and necessary in any type of RF communication. So I have built a simple program over here. Today we are not going to build anything. Mostly we are going to see and observe, because you need more time to perform this codes and experiments. So if you can see, I have created a simple GUI to explain you various types of filters. I'm going to run this filter. You can see I have selected here band pass right now. Okay, this is my lower cutoff frequency, which is at 250, and higher cutoff is at 350. So if you look at the graph, you will see the frequencies between 250 and 350 being passed. So now if I change it to low pass filter, now my low cutoff frequency is 250, so the gain comes down after 250 Hz. Similarly, for high pass filter, after 250, I got maximum gain. Then for band stop, between 250 and 350, the frequencies got attenuated. I can easily change it over here. You can see, say I make this 100. You can immediately see at the 100, frequency started getting attenuated. I will just quickly walk you through the code. So various, you can see why I wanted you to understand what is case structure and what is a while loop. Because without that, it is almost impossible to code complex algorithms or complex programs. Here I have readily put in some readily available filters. This might not be available in your version of LabVIEW because you need signal processing toolkit for this. It is downloadable from their website. If I go into signal processing, I will have a bunch of signal processing options available here, like waveform generation, waveform measurements, and the first one is, one of the main one is the filter. See, I have various types of filters readily available over here, like Butterworth filter, epileptic filter, then I have spectral analysis tools available. These are FFT, FHT and other ACT, DST tools available over here. All related to signal processing as available. These are digital filters also available. From these various things, I just drag and drop. Say for example, if I want Butterworth filter, I will drag and drop it here. Now it needs the input signal and input settings, like I did on the front panel. These type of settings, like what is the cutoff frequency and all those settings, and then you will get an output over here. See, filtered X. That means whatever signal you give here to the input and whatever settings you give, you are going to get the output based on it. So I did not have to code anything complex here. Just by dragging and dropping, most of my things are done. So mathematically, it's not demanding much. As long as you know the basics of what the filter does, you are good to go, and the basics of LabVIEW. So these were the filters that I wanted to cover. I wish I had more time and I could go into deep, but right now unfortunately we don't. So I'm not going to go much into deep. Again, if you look at a basic block diagram of any modulator, demodulator circuit, it has a modulator, some filter, then signal mixer, then again a filter, and then a power amplifier in case of a transmitter. And then it is exactly reverse in case of a receiver. Since you all come from the technical background and you teach, most of you might be teaching these subjects. So I'm not going to go into deep here also. I have also simulated. We saw a demonstration of receiving a FM signal. I have created a simulator for transmission. I will show you that example as well. Okay, so here on the front panel, I just have to select what type of signal it is. It's a sine wave, for example, my baseband frequency, my FM deviation frequency, and then carrier frequency. Here on the graph, you can see I have a baseband graph and a carrier graph. I'm going to generate a signal now. You can see this is my baseband signal and this is my carrier signal. Let's see the modulated signal. See, since you are aware of how FM works, you will be able to understand wherever my frequency is less, the signal got modulated accordingly. So now if I want to change the baseband frequency, I can change it. If I want to change my carrier frequency, I can change the carrier frequency as well. Okay, so here, So here again I have created a while loop. I have created two basic functions, sine wave functions, and then I have used in built-in tools, mathematical tools such as 1 by x or quotient and remainder to, this is the basic formula for FM signal, right? So I have used inbuilt sine and cos functions over here to generate my signal. Here I am generating or simulating the signal on this part. This part I am modulating it, and then this part can be used if I had hardware. It can be used for transmission purposes. Right now I am just using it for display purposes. So you see where LabVIEW can come in. Right now, even though I don't have my transmitter or any type of hardware, I can still simulate and see whether whatever I am thinking, whatever I am prototyping may or may not work. That is the main reason why LabVIEW is widely used. So here, even without hardware, I was able to simulate the conditions or whatever I have in my mind. It reduced various things for me. We are going to cover that in the next few slides. To go into LabVIEW, I first wanted you guys to see one of the applications I personally developed for Jaguar Land Rover and one of their supplier called as Dura. So it was a gear testing system. It simulated the gear lifetime into 2 months period. So it used to continuously work over 24 hours, and it used to push it to various gears and see whatever is happening, how much is the ruggedness, or how much push, or how much delay, or was there any mechanical play. Various things were analyzed. I'm just going to show you a brief demo. This was the main GUI. At the time, there were 4 gears connected to my hardware using a mechanical assembly. So this was the mechanical assembly. You can see over here various gears are being put. You can see the movement over here. This was all controlled by LabVIEW. If I had to write a text-based language code, it would have taken me probably a year, but I did this in 2 months. So you can see actual lever doing its motion. This again motion was controlled and programmed by LabVIEW.
That previous graph which was showing the waves.
That was the force that was needed to push into gears. They have to analyze that force, and based on that they know wear and tear of the gear transmission system.
Real-time control is possible with LabVIEW?
Yes, real-time control is possible. Okay, so last few days you guys have been listening a lot about LTE and 5G. So you all know basics of LTE and 5G. So I need not cover them. I'm just going to dive into how you can use LabVIEW for 5G. So basically there is something called as a LTE application framework that is dedicated for LTE applications. It is easily downloadable from their website. Okay, this is particularly used when you want to create a test bed. Like I said, if you want to simulate or develop a new technology, it's better to simulate it first than directly design and go into hardware. Okay, so the purpose is to simplify and reduce the time as well as cost. Again, you have modularity and scalability similar to LabVIEW. Whatever advantages that you have in LabVIEW, you also have while developing this LTE framework. Okay, and you can implement various layers. You must have heard of various layers in your past few days. So basically or predominantly it is used to simulate packet physical layers, but other layers are also possible. Okay, so where exactly physically it is used? In base station development or UE, that is user equipment. Also you can simulate user equipments in LabVIEW environment. In protocol development like stack protocols also, LabVIEW can be used. Once you develop, you can test it without or minimum requirement of designing a hardware. You still need some hardware because these technologies are quite complex. Not just simulation is sufficient for them. but with minimum requirements. Say for example, if you are going to need 100 crores to do or develop a new technology, using such type of environments and test beds, you can do it within say 1/10 of the amount. So download and upload streams are also available for UA and eNodeB in LabVIEW. Okay, so like I said, it is scalable. Many LNTA applications and configuration are also possible in LabVIEW. Again, it helps in rapid prototyping. Also, advanced signal capabilities that I already showed you. I need not know the basics behind or the mathematics behind the filter. Only the basics are sufficient for me, and then I can just drag and drop and create my own filters as and when required for my application. So this is something. This is a transmitter for my Node B, and this is my UE receiver, user equipment receiver. Unfortunately, we cannot do this because we don't have a hardware, but I have a screenshot for this GUI. This is the transmitter window. This does all the transmission work, simulates all the transmission work, and you can see this is my simulated signal over here, and then it was transmitted to my user equipment signal. The same signal was available on the user equipment.
You
And
developed it or it is available?
some of the this is available.
The previous one was.
Yes, that is also available. So that was from one of the examples, but our actual test bed and codes are much more complicated. Okay, so this is again an example screenshot. Here you can see I get a list of things that I have already simulated so that I can see it in one window. And if I click, say for example, this is the first download. Again, then this is the eNodeB. This is the user equipment. If I click over here, whatever code or simulation that I have done for that particular, say for example UE, whatever code I have written will appear over here. So at one place, I can easily get an overview and also develop at the same time. So this is the LTE environment that LabVIEW has. Okay, so again, you can develop your code, simulate, even debugging is possible. We are going to focus on a case study now. Nokia 5 or 6 years ago used LabVIEW and some of its hardware while they were developing 5G technologies. When they were developing, they came to know that the frequencies below 5 GHz are already getting populated and saturated because there is a lot of data being generated right now also. Even 5 years ago, there was a lot of data being generated. So they came up with an mmWave solution, which are above, say maybe 10 GHz or something. Okay, so they used LabVIEW and PXI hardware to develop or simulate their test bed, and the results were astonishing. They got access up to 10 speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. They also expanded the range as well. You can see some of the images over there. This was a basic hardware that they deployed into their test bed lab. This was the National Instruments hardware that was FPGA capable. So I can program my FPGAs also on this as per my requirement, so that unless and until I am sure yes, this is the best possible solution for this application, I can program, reprogram all the time. I don't need to design a hardware, then get the PCB done, and then assemble the hardware and then test on it. I can do it simply using FPGA. This was a PXI based hardware, and this was their GUI. These are the actual photographs from their test bed. So they used it for millimeter wave simulation and development of new technologies using LabVIEW and their hardware. Again, MIMO is multiple input, multiple output. You can also do that using or simulate that using. This is a case study from Bristol University. They had also done it a few years ago. They again had a stack of hardware it now again depends upon how much you invest into the hardware. So your capability also matters over here. They had invested in quite some hardware. Again, they used LabVIEW or the previous framework that I told you about and did the programming in LabVIEW. And you can see here all the graphs and prototyping results that are fully available to them in real time in LabVIEW. This is again from their case study, from their paper. Okay, for previously 4G technologies, they also got better output from the existing antenna design as well. They have put all the details about it into their paper. You can search it online. This was the hardware. So again, it reduced their development time and cost, and also it was easy to do. Again, like I mentioned, I showed you the US RP hardware also. So if you go to ni.com, you'll find a bunch of options over here. You select the appropriate, you check the appropriate filter, and then it will show you the type of hardware that you want to purchase or you need to purchase for your application. So you can just simply go on it. A general USRP hardware has a modulator and a demote transmitter or a receiver, and then it also has a PLL mixer and all those things that are required for a modulator and a demodulator, basic things. As you go for more complex and expensive hardware, of course there are going to be much more complicated hardware in it. It also has some ADCs and DACs also for your application. So we already saw the simulation demo. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Those are my contact details.
How many SDR devices are for simulation?
I don't know exactly the number of devices. USRP is available on their website. Also, Element 14 has some type of NI hardware available on their website as well.
Suppose we want to do experimentation on physical layer and MAC layer of
Right.
But just for us, we cannot buy the software either individually or in the college. So is there any facility where we can pay and do the experimentation?
I'm not aware of it right now, but I can find out and let you know. Yes. Because this framework also needs to be purchased additionally. This does not come by default in LabVIEW.
Will NI be having this information?
Yes, NI people will be having this information. Yes. You just go to ni.com and most of the information is available on their website. They have their helpline number also. You can directly call them and contact them. Someone
Because this is not a typical question that they would have an answer to it.
Right, but their sales team is quite capable enough to at least tell you the basics or divert you to the technically sound person if you have more technical related queries.
It is not the technical, it is actually the hands-on that we would like our students to do.
Right. They also provide hands-on training services, so you can ask them that also.
Not training, experimentation.
Okay.
Hands-on experimentation.
Experimentation.
Where they can go, they can pay and do the...
Right. Then I will have to check. I will get back to you. I am not aware of that.
I'll ping you on that. This is your WhatsApp number as well?
Yes. Okay, so any questions for LabVIEW or anything that we did in the last 4 or 5 days, you can ask me freely. By the way, can you please stand up, ma'am? Yesterday she was able to develop the weather station on her own and with her own unique logic. There can be multiple ways to do a same thing. So she came up with her own without even, looking at the screen or considering my logic. She came up with her own.
Was it simpler than yours?
It was a bit simpler, yes. I would say yes, simpler, yes. Today, no hands-on. If you have time and if you are still interested, I will show you how to write data into Excel. But that's it. Otherwise, we are done for today. You don't have the libraries available in LabVIEW on your PCs. Those needs to be purchased separately.
Means all these microcontroller processors are available in lab.
No.
Then
Microprocessor controllers are not available. This is a simulation and development environment. You will have to purchase the hardware if you want to check it on the hardware. Okay? So, thanks a lot. I hope you got to learn something and I was helpful and clear enough to help you understand the LabVIEW basics. Thank you.
thank you, thank you.
Having the attendance.
Yes, attendance sheet is available. Attendance sheet.
दोन आहेत का?
बंच आहे असा आहे तो नाही बघितला जिथे नव्हती तिथे साईन केली कशाची आहे ती दुसरा पदार्थ ते कळलं
आर्टिकल डिस्कशन.
अच्छा आर्टिकल डिस्कशनची करायची आहे का त्याच्यावर केली आपण इथे राहील येस रोजची दुपारची होती ना ती मीच त्यांना दिला होता हो ना माझं थांब 1 मिनिट तरी
ऍक्च्युली मी रश केलं कारण काय होतं मला फोन दिला 3-4 लोकांनी सांगितलं थोडं लवकर
We are thinking in the session it is written transmitter receiver design. That's why we are expecting that.
सॉरी
सेशन में ट्रांसमिटर रिसीवर डिजाइन लिखा हुआ था.
हाँ,
That's
हाँ.
why we are
So I
thinking
showed
कि
you
ज़्यादा
the
देर
transmitter also and receiver also. ना.
like hands-on session.
Hands on के लिए hardware लगेगा that we don't have, so we could not do the
Only
hands on
we
for
are
everyone.
designing.
Right.
Complexity we have not
See.
studied. Basics we have studied.
Yes, yes. But you are sufficient enough now to proceed with, doing complex algorithm. I've made you that much capable now. You can start developing. If you go and download a few papers also now on LTE, you'll be able to do or simulate those RF, at least some basic RF communication you'll be able to do.